is really a great choice. Going to Eichenwalder, they're going to mirror the composition from the Toronto Defiant that, you know, Defiant have kind of dubbed themselves as the best at this mirror. So they're going to go toe-to-toe. Let's see how they play. Because let's remember, this match overall doesn't have wild implications. Both of these players and teams are already into the play-ins. They're going to be able to have the opportunity to qualify to go to our event in Toronto. So I want to see what different looks they have. Are they one tricks? Are they really just focused on playing one thing? We've seen the diversity from Washington Justice, while Toronto Defiant still just sticking with the one thing.
Oh, Taru forced a lamp already. See Sermajet not doing much healing right now, doesn't need to. He's got that pylon up on that clock tower. Taking 1v1 with Mirror there for a brief moment. Nice wall onto BenBest. Can he get away? Already used the points.
Very easy. BenBest just, even though he goes aggressive, you need to play that way, but the rest of the support wasn't there. No healing, nothing to back him up. That'll be a very quick first point capture here for the Toronto Defiant. Merget just once again taking names. BenBest is going to re-aggress point. They're at a player disadvantage. This could be ill-advised.
Yeah, did use Fortify, now use the spin, no CDs at all. They gotta know this, but they can't push forward just yet. Flora with the snipe across the map actually takes care of Sermajet. Both those winners coming up exactly the same time to the frame by the sounds of it. Gotta be careful though, Flora on the side. Now got a railgun charge shot in just a moment. Wow, he comes back somehow, some way. Justice managed to hold on to that point, 91.5%. That was almost a cap.
Right. That was a great play. Justice got a couple of stray picks towards the end of that fight, which allowed them to re-enter into the fight. They were the ones who found the picks at the very end as well. So now that's 2 minutes. That ended up being a very long, drawn-out fight for the Defiant to not cap, but now both sides are coming up to ultimates. So we've seen time and time on Hybrid, it's very easy to just sort of get snowballed away. Cap the sun.
No barracks of detonations across the map. Ultraviolet is pretty low. Same with Spectre, pops in the block, instantly pops himself out of it. Pylon to the floor, and Ultraviolet just speeding to make sure he can respawn in time. Looking at maybe only a couple of fights left. 45 seconds to go, Scott. And they've got just big ultimates coming up now.
Yeah, they've only had to use their support ultimates so far. Well, support is ultimates are a loose term. Yeah, these days, because they are both offensive focused in a lot of respects. And they also charge up very quickly, so it hasn't cost Justice that much. So they're not at an ult discrepancy as much as you would expect this late in the round.
Open! Good. Hot wall. Come in out. Stops Hydra from getting a free angle. However, he still jumps in over the top of the tank. Kills Alpha E and Alpha. It's happening on Eichenwalder. There's lava and there's ice walls coming up. Like, what's happening? Trying to define, doing a cap. Scott, luckily, and Flora unable to get that overclock out. Could have been the difference maker.
Yeah, honestly, Defiant just went first. Hydron found instant value with his own overclock. From there, it's just hard for Justice to really get into the fight. But that's not a bad hold if you're the Justice. You held pretty well. You still held onto that overclock, and now they can control the positioning of the top of the castle. Hard for Defiant to sail. They don't have speed. They don't have a teleporter to really get into position, so they're fighting an uphill battle, literally.
Oh, they got Blizzard. That's for sure. I can hear Sermajet popping the ultimate again. God, every single time he's got it up, just instantly rips it. Takes a headshot though, he's got to be careful. Healing Hydron with that right click B. Now Pylon on top too, almost indefinite healing if they can keep it alive long enough. Meanwhile, on the payload though, Scott, BenBest safe is the order of the day.
Both teams are just spreading the other one incredibly thin. A lot of players taking off angles, taking flanks. I think both support players for the Defiant were flanking there. And that's what a sort of isolated BenBest got them picked, but they ended up paying with their own lives as well.
Yeah, BenBest is almost like cannon fodder at this point. It's like, okay, BenBest, just survive as long as you can on the point. We're going to kill everybody.
Yeah, as much as it feels like, oh, BenBest is kind of feeding. He's dying first time and time again. That's how you have to play Orisa. Force the Defiant to look at you, commit their resources. You need to find that balance, and you can't fall for free. And so far, BenBest has actually been doing quite a good job.
Oh, here comes Kalush's turn to feed. Oh, a spit! Goodbye, Alpha E! Yeah, did not see that one. There you go. Kick right into the pit there, almost. Washington Justice now. They've got to deal without a life without Alpha E, sadly. Flora over the top of the wall. Sermajet in trouble. A nice double tap to the body. Takes care of one of the main carries of the Toronto Defiance. Flora doesn't run out of overclock though, as Kalush just marches on forward. There's the ultimate. But Flora Funnily enough, didn't save the dash there, Scott, so slid away. However, is still pretty low, waiting for heals to come in and land on top of it. Luckily, BenBest was there to tank some of that damage. The cart now pushing onto the bridge.
Alfie is in such a good position. He's holding this high ground while he loses the duel, the ultraviolet. Now ultraviolet's in a great position with them.
Active Sun there to keep the high ground in control.
I feel like these team fights are never ending. They're just changing constantly. Both teams at number disadvantages. Right now, Defiant do have the control, and Kaluj is pushing it in. 45 seconds remaining, Jack.
Flora and Mirror on a flank on the high ground again. Sermaged trying to check. And it is go time for Hydron. Body shot. Headshot to Alfie. Pops to E, but it wasn't enough. Another nice blizzard from Spectre actually stops the retreat of the flankers. Flora and Mirror now in trouble. Payload is inching back ever so slightly, but now is in firm control of the Toronto to push on to point 3. And this has just been a slugfest. I mean, it's called the shooter comp for a reason, right? Everybody is just shooting through windows. Sermaged, Mirror is just flanking permanently. There's just so much damage and so many picks. It feels very deathmatch.
It is, and that's how the composition is built and designed. You're not taking these big team fights, you're not synergizing your ultimates. That's why it kind of feels like everyone's just throwing whatever they have willy-nilly. It's just about finding as much individual value as you can, find the picks, give yourself that advantage. Flora comes up with the first one in this fight.
First blood to Flora, but this window on the high ground is just so good. But the issue is, who's anchoring the point right now is BenBest. He was just in that corner that whole time. They couldn't get the cart around the point, around the corner. Nice capture stun. It's 4, I believe, too. Nice push out. That spear was huge from Kaluj. Just removes everybody from
mode. They need to get back to this point. You can see Alfie just trying to make it. He has made it to the point, he's blocked, so they will get another fight.
Here comes the Ryan to Bastion. Through the window as well, this Bastion. Gotta be careful. Trying to define with 30 seconds to go. Any death here will cost them a great deal.
They can't stagger here. As you said, Jack, if Marget's in a bad spot, he does trade 1-for-1, but that's not going to matter because of how close the spawns are for the Washington Justice. So now if you're the Defiant, you have 15 seconds. Not only do you need to take an even fight, you need to make all your way to the card to just get it into overtime. This is Marget.
This is Marget. He was trying to kill people, man. Hydro's just going like 1%. He's got to rip it. He's got to rip it. The ice wall, a little bit of a hindrance. Trying to actually just shoot the pylon. It's a good kill, honestly. That cooldown is quite a lot, and it does a lot of healing. So now the focus is BenBest shield, trying to remove that. So Hydro gets a nice line of sight, but there's just not much damage coming in right now on the Justice. Hydro can't get his clean shots in. Kaluj and Ultraviolet are dead. And there's the Blizzard on top too.
More confidence, regardless of how this map plays out, that they are going to be able to play these different compositions moving into the playoffs, because they might not be able to beat the Defiant at it exactly, but if they can play it to a high degree, they can probably beat a lot of other teams.
Oh, he's got it. He got it. Never worried. Alfie's the GOAT. Look at this flank. 3 people on the flank right now for the Justice. Flora, Alfie, and Teru.
And the way this is designed, it is to get on top of the Baptiste and the Alari. Don't allow them to shoot and just sort of stand around. If you put a lot of pressure onto the back line, you can spread the Defiant around. They just cannot get picked.
Yeah, Toronto Defiant have to back all the way up to the point, just letting go of that choke. As you said, Scott, 1 pick will be enough. And
there goes Flora, right?
That's a pick, but it's not on the side of the Justice, sadly. Actually, Hydron with the Cassidy instead. Cassidy is it's such a hindrance, actually. Quite literally, with the Magnate, right? But it's such a hindrance to the Justice, like sticking the Tracer or even sticking the Echo. That's a kill.
That's why people haven't been playing Tracer as much in this meta. There's just too much damage. You have a Baptiste, an Alari, a Torbjorn, a Cassidy, an Orisa. All of these are threats to you as a Tracer. It's just too much damage, but now Teru's going to be the one to open it up with so much edge.
Now he moves on to BenBest. He just runs down the back line. Pretty low is Ultraviolet right now. Alfie dashes straight on top of him. No deflect, no dash. BenBest still surviving. Best around. 2 ticks have been acquired by the Justice. You're still pretty happy about that.
Yeah, you take those 2 ticks. It was a great push. They get Marget down, but BenBest eventually ran out of nano boost, ran out of life. And from there, they just don't have the ability to sort of deal with the reinforcements coming out of the Toronto Defiant. And now Justice are in the same position that the Defiant were in their push, where you're at 2 minutes, yes, your ultimate's coming out, but you need to find value with these ultimates, otherwise you can easily get held first.
That's the 2nd pick in a row with Teru.
Yeah, Terry's just finding the supports, maybe a little too greedy from Ultraviolet this time, and that should be a great window to pop these ultimates, run into the fight.
Captive Sun though, where's it gonna land? Teru jumps in to safety, however you can Suzu that. But the floor is just crazy actually. From Spectra, you go one way, you jump into Molten Core, you go the other way, you jump into a Terror Surge. What a combination of ults, but well, who's in the kill feed? It's Alfie. Of course, he still manages to find 2 kills somehow, some way, and the point was capped, Scott, in the meanwhile. Yeah.
Good to see you.
Well, that was just chaos. Toronto Defiant, that's going to cost them a lot as well. That cost them 4 ultimates to be able to try and hold that, and they didn't manage to hold it. So now Alfie has a blade, BenBest still holding on to his Terror Surge. If they can snowball these ultimates effectively, they could capture this second point in a very quick time. The question is, how do they deal with all these threats standing at the top of the castle? Okay, that was
Alfie lost all to a turret. Like, he took one shot from Servus, yet sure lost all to
It happens from time to time, Jack.
It does, it does. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, Teru?
Oh, Suzu. Nice. I drove a Silk Bush though.
Yeah.
TP, Swift Step, and yep, he's out of there. Nanoblade. The Justice now, Scott.
Yeah. This is very difficult to deal with if you're the Defiant. You don't have the tools.
Nano, Blade, Alfie on the high ground. Nice roll away from Hydra, but you cannot run quick enough. The lamp goes down, but still Alfie takes it out. Looks like a little bit no ring there actually on the lamp, but all good. 2 kills for Alfie with the Nano Blade. Maybe more too if they can find these last stragglers. Sermaged's 1 HP. Doesn't manage to pick up the Mega Health Pack though, so all good. 1 HP. He's going to go pretty full. Oh no! The spear into the wall. Too greedy.
Gets punished for his greed and his hubris. Really wanted that pick. It would have been a huge pick, but now it swings the other way. Kalush runs into the backline.
Huge Terror Surge. Yeah, goodbye. Kalush saving that fight.
That was that. Or maybe a
Do they know?
Oh, they know.
Good to see you.
She does have Swift Step and oh, the Suzu not quite registering there for Teru.
And that's a lot of time that falls off the point. That's another 15 seconds before the Justice can really start entering into this fight. And that ultimate advantage that I said the Justice have has since come and gone, and now the Defiant are going to push their own advantages. They're trying to go to spawn. You want to push this card back as far as it can, so therefore, even if the Justice do win another fight, they won't capture the point.
Right. I mean, it's on the bridge right now. It could very well go back around one of those corners. Good position from Sermaged. Does take a single shot from Mirror there, who's on the Ana at the moment. Captive Sun available. You know, Sermaged just wants to rip off the side ground. They're all gathered up.
Yeah. That's the spear spin as well, so they can't even catch the Captive Sun. That's a cooldown you need to keep tracking if you are the Alari.
It's like the Justice are actually going to rotate to the point to at least touch it. Terror takes care of the turret. Here comes the Captive Sun. Oh, deflected. Where'd it go? Not sure.
Back to the sun.
Not sure. Back, yes, straight back up to the sky. Nano boost onto Alpha Yi. No blade, but no problems for him most of the time.
More importantly, the card is pushing, so now Defiant are the ones who are going to have to rush towards the point. Is Kalush even going to make it?
Kalush? Oh, 1.5 meters, but Kalush is so low. Golden Core on the point, not going to happen though. No more touches there from the Toronto Defiant. They let that payload just slip through their fingers. They're coming
further. Or going over to the Hanzo when we get to this last point. Remember, the third point was not captured by the Defiant. It's very close to the end, so now the Justice, they have 2 minutes to be able to close out this map. Alfie coming up through another blade. Once again, Defiant don't have the answers to this.
You've got to save some big cooldown there from Kalush. The spear would do it. Even the spin as well, right? You can just kind of push him away, but it's going to be dangerous.
Kalush, if he can get his Terror Surge up in time, that could be huge as well. As soon as the Genji goes in, pop the Terror Surge. Mess with the flow of the Genji.
No, unleash from Ultraviolet, buying time. They're dead.
And they'll get it.
Yep, they will get the time that they require. There's the deflect coming out from Alfie too, so yeah, it doesn't look like this fight is going the way of the Defiant right now. Look at this damage too from Kalush. I mean, he's got Terror Surge.
This is more and more time off. Are the Justice only going to get one more fight?
They're going to just push into the spawn. I mean, you can potentially hold the high ground here. There's no Lucio to kind of speed past them.
It doesn't cost you that much to hold this high ground as well. As long as you don't lose a player or a stagger exactly like that as Hydra gets taken out by a headshot. Now all of a sudden, Defiant, they're trying to retreat. They do not want to lose any more players. I wouldn't be surprised to see Alpha just go try and push.
They know where he is.
Oh, pushes advantage.
Get the E. However, Lamb's going to come out and save it, but there's the play. As soon as that Lamb came out, Alfie hit the old Kaluge. Buying time though. Did isolate Alfie, but he's still swinging. Big kills. Ultraviolet goes down the hands of Alfie and Mirror, and now the push can continue. However, Surmashed is still buying more time, Scott. This is all the Toronto Defiant need right now. 15 seconds to go. Surmashed used the Captive Sun. Is going to heal up this front line now as Kaluge, Spectre, and Hydra to hold down the fort.
It's not about time anymore, Jack. This is last fight. It's all about the ultimates that you have.
Captive Sun available from Mirror, peeking around the corner. Does manage to hit the UV by the looks of it. Yes, he does detonate too. BenBest picks up the kill, but Surmashed still on the sidelines. Causing absolute ruckus. Bonk on the boy Kaluge, pretty low, just dancing around. He's trying to keep himself alive, but no cooldowns to be seen. Justice, they're still going to push. Surmashed's flank did not work out. One more touch, Ultraviolet gets pooped away, but the Justice are going to take Eichenwalde there.
I feel like you have to question the decision by the Defiant to try and take that fight where Surmashed uses the Captive Sun there. If you had just retreated, stepped back,